When you think of these huge world-changing water projects, what pops into your head? Probably massive dams, right? Or maybe these gigantic irrigation systems. But what if I told you one of the biggest breakthroughs in water management is something you can't even see? Let's get into it. So here's the headline. A team from Spain's Canary Islands has just bagged one of the top global prizes in water management. And trust me, this is a huge deal. So in this explainer, we're going to break down what this award is, who won it, and exactly why a digital tool from a small island chain is making such massive waves on the world stage.
All right, first things first, let's talk about the prize itself. Because this isn't just some industry pat on the back. No, this award carries some serious weight.
Okay, so the Chris Binnie Award is given out by the UK's Institution of Civil Engineers, also known as ICE. And you need to know this is one of the oldest, most respected engineering bodies on the entire planet. The award is laser-focused on one thing: finding and celebrating projects that create real, measurable social good through the smart, sustainable management of water. Now, this is where it gets really interesting. Just look at the company this new winner is keeping. In 2025, the award went to a nearly £4 billion flood reconstruction program in Peru. Before that, citywide wetland restoration in New Delhi and a digital flood system for the megacity of Bangkok. I mean, these are gigantic, nation-level projects. And now, the winner is a digital forecasting tool from the Canary Islands. That contrast alone should tell you just how special this thing must be.
So what is this groundbreaking project? What's this tool that's standing shoulder to shoulder with these absolute giants? Let's meet the winner.
It's called Sigma Canarias. And the simplest way to think about it is like a crystal ball for water. It's this powerful, open-access digital tool that gives incredibly detailed forecasts of how climate change is going to impact water. This is so important, especially for places like islands, which are basically closed systems with very limited fresh water. They are hyper-vulnerable to even the smallest changes in climate. And the tech behind it is just wow. It can project climate scenarios all the way out to the year 2100. It works at an insanely high resolution of 100 by 100 meters. That kind of detail is absolutely critical for mapping the complex little microclimates you find on islands. And it's not just using one model, it pulls together 10 different advanced climate models to analyze everything from rainfall and temperature to water balance and dryness. And of course, a project this brilliant doesn't just happen by itself. It takes a fantastic team. This was a true collaboration, bringing together top-tier academic research and super specialized tech development. The whole thing was coordinated by Juan Carlos Santamarta Cerezal from the University of La Laguna, working with Professor Noelia Cruz Pérez and César Paradinas of FIC Lima. It's their brainpower that made this whole thing possible. Okay, so we've got a super prestigious award and a really powerful tool. But what does this actually mean in the real world? Why is this more than just another trophy sitting on a shelf? Well, the whole reason is right here in this quote from the Institution of Civil Engineers. They pointed to the project's broad, strategic, and replicable impact. So broad because it can be used in so many different places, strategic because it helps leaders make smart, long-term plans, and replicable, and this is the absolute game changer, it means the model can be picked up and used by other islands and dry regions all over the world facing the same problems.
And this just spells out the massive impact. This is the very first time a Spanish project has ever won this award, which puts the Canary Islands squarely on the map as a global leader in climate adaptation. It gives a blueprint to countless other vulnerable places. But maybe the most important thing is it achieves what is kind of the holy grail of climate science. It takes all this incredibly complex data and turns it into clear, usable information that people in charge can actually use to make better decisions.
So let's pull back for a second. What does this all mean for the bigger picture? Because this isn't really just a story about one award. It's about a pretty fundamental shift in how we can tackle some of our biggest global problems. What Sigma Canarias proves is that game-changing innovation doesn't always have to come from these massive government programs. Sometimes it comes from a university on a small island, tackling a local problem with so much brilliance that it becomes a global solution. It's just a powerful reminder that the next big idea might come from the very places that are feeling the heat the most. And that leaves us with a really important question. How many other local solutions are out there just waiting to shape our global future?